Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's final video, day 10 will take us to the 25th of October. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles, maybe run to around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS32 at the end of the video. The next 4 weeks, which will get us into November. I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just say that the first video was our 6 AM upload. We've also released weekend forecast and the ECM WF42 day / 6 weeks look ahead has been released as well. That gets us pretty much to the end of November. I'm a little bit giddy on that one. So I've been told, but I thought I was alright, you know, but I have been told that I was a little bit over top with it. Birthday celebrations have begun at the towers. That's the thing. So, anything could happen, really, as celebrations have started. Or is it commiserations? It's probably commiserations, really, given that I'm going to be another year older. God, I'm getting old. Anyway, check out the videos if you'd like to do that. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everyone. But then there! Right, okay, so, let's see what's happening in tropical Atlantic. Got a yellow excess here. That is disturbance 1. No chance of cyclone formation with that in the next 2 or 5 days. And then we've got post-tropical cyclone Carl here into Mexico. Currently giving maximum sustained winds of 30 miles per hour. This is virtually finished now, this system, so it's currently there. It's going to hover around there and sort of die a death. So after that, won't be much happening in the tropics for the next day or 2. Right, sanctuary temperature has been updated, and it's still sitting at 12.1. which is 1.5 degrees above average, and that is provisional to the 14th of October, to yesterday. So it's been a mild start to October, around 1.5 degrees above average up to the middle part of the month. And that will probably tick up a little bit early next week and then may drop, though, as we go later on into the month. I think we're probably looking at an 11 Celsius finish, somewhere in the 11s, but it will depend exactly what happens in the last week. If you get a cold snap, then that might pull it down a little bit more than that. But at the moment, I think probably going to get at an 11 Celsius finish. We should wait and see. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles in the next couple of weeks. We're at Sheffield today. So the red lights are 30-year upper air temperature average for Sheffield. We're around a little bit below average at the moment, actually, but the upper air temperatures are going to lift up over the early to middle part of next week. It will get a bit warmer from an upper air temperature perspective. Not sure how much of that will realise on the surface, though, because there will be a cloud and rain coming and going and whatnot with that, so that's going to limit the temperature potential. Maybe a drop in the upper air temperatures as we go into the last week of October. We might get a cooler snap, although there is a lot of uncertainty about that. Precipitation-wise, it's a bit on the wet side at the moment. Will turn quite dry, though, over the next 2-3 days. That's the middle of next week. But then it turns very, very, very unsettled as we go into the last stages of next week and then on through the rest of October. Could, in fact, say got a bit of a deluge there. Very wet ensemble graph there for Sheffield. Temperature anomalies from the 15th, 23rd of October are going to be above average. Precipitation anomalies from 15th, 23rd of October. Most areas coming out average or wetter than normal. Latest wind from that from earthnoschool.net shows that we're drawing in wind from off the Atlantic Ocean today. So low pressure is in control of the weather. I've been talking about this in the videos a lot lately. Lots of low pressure centres in the North Atlantic, plenty of low in the Atlantic, telling us that the Atlantic Ocean is revving itself up now after being dormant through large portions of the summer in particular. Right, let's go through the chart data then. This is how you can make your run. It's looking for midnight on Tuesday. So a ridge of high pressure building through the country then will bring us a drier interlude through the early part of next week. Not for long though. By midnight Thursday, the low pressure is already coming back up from the southwest. And just an increasingly unsettled look to weather there as we go into the end of the week and the weekend. There's going to be weather fronts and bands of rain being thrown up from the south and southwest by this area of low pressure. Winds in from the south-southwest, so it will be relatively mild, but looks quite unsettled. Icon! Looks like that. Again, ridge of high pressure building through the country on Tuesday into Wednesday. High pressure very quickly getting pushed out of the way by Thursday as low pressure comes in from the southwest. Very unsettled by the time we get through to next weekend. Look at that great big dartboard over top of the country. Central pressure with that is, I think, around 980 or possibly 975 millibars. It's very low pressure anyway, and that will bring loads of wet and windy weather through into next weekend. GFS midnight run is showing a high pressure taking over around the middle of next week, but it's very much pushed away quickly by low pressure in the Atlantic Ocean, taking control of weather again later next week, turning things increasingly unsettled. Look at that, low pressure right over top of the country by next weekend. That's midnight Sunday, so there'll be bands of rain rotating around that area of low pressure and showers in between. And as the low pressure begins to drift eastwards, we start pulling something a bit colder as well from the north-northeast into northern and western parts of the country. A ridge then starts to build around daytime, quite a weak one, but a ridge starts to build around Iceland in daytime, and that begins to deflect low pressures and the jet stream on more of a southerly track. So you'll notice that as we gradually go beyond daytime, this is 26th of October, we start to see higher pressure beginning to build up here. That's sending the jet stream southwards, taking areas of low pressure, particularly into the south with the wet weather, but also started to pull some colder air into more northern and northeastern parts of the country. Quite interesting. Then we go beyond that, and we begin to pull in a northerly as we get to month's end. So this is Saturday 29th of October. Low pressure then moves to our east. High pressure's ridging in the Atlantic ridge. And we're pulling down potentially quite a cold northerly or northeasterly wind there. -5 Celsius ice well, pushing southwards for Halloween. That will be a cold Halloween. For trick-or-treaters, better to wrap up warm, wouldn't they? That could bring some wintry showers into more northern and eastern areas. It's not a long way off, it's like 2 weeks away, but it is, it's a possibility that could come up. Right, 6Z, looks like that. The ensembles have been flirting with that idea for a little while, so it's a possibility. But we get a cold snap at the end of October. GFS 6Z, again, with high pressure reaching through the country through the middle part of next week. We'll bring a lot of dry weather with it, but not for long. By Wednesday to Thursday, low pressure came back up from the southwest, bringing outbreaks of rain. And they're just looking really unsettled, actually, as we go up towards daytime with the GFS 6Z. Low pressure is well and truly in the, essentially, as I said yesterday, this is shaping up to be quite wet October now. I think. In the extreme range, again, we pull in something a little bit colder from the north, although not as much as we do on the midnight run. And by the end of the 6th, we're back into those westerly winds, so not as much of a cold snap on the 6th. You will notice by then there is the remains of some sort of tropical storm and or hurricane back in the North Atlantic. If you enjoyed the video, if you're enjoying the video, I should say, you've not enjoyed it, you've not finished watching it yet, have you? If you're enjoying the video, then please can you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so very much for doing that. I've got to put on around 60 subscribers now to get to 14.6k, which is our next mini target. Ultimate target is 15,000 subscribers. When we get to 15k, we are going to do a giveaway, actually. We'll be giving away an Amazon voucher at 15k. But got a little way to go before we have to worry about that. So let's get to 14.6k and then we shall see where we go from there. Please do us a sub, tell friends, family, subscribe as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Right, GEM looks like this. High pressure is in the ascendancy through the middle part of next week, but not for long. The high pressure quickly clears away to the east by Friday. Low pressure coming up from the southwest, very unsettled with the GEM. By the end of next week, low pressure dominating, lots of rain, beginning to pull in colder air from the north as well. A proper old blast of north-northwesterlies there by Sunday 23rd of October. That might bring a little winteriness to the far north of the country. Maybe some gales running down the east coast as well. And just pretty cool and unsettled then for GM up to day 10, which is 25th of October. Low pressure is in the North Sea, pulling in winds from the north-northwest, so that looks quite cold and unsettled there. And then the ECM-WF is looking like that, with high pressure ridging through the country through the middle part of the coming week. Will be lots of dry weather. Then later next week turns really unsettled again as lower pressure begins to come back in from off the Atlantic, bringing bouts of rain. Low pressure is eastwards through, of course, next weekend, brings down a cold northwesterly to northerly wind for a while, before winds back into west and the southwest. It starts to turn milder but also wetter again by day 10. This is the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from tometeo.com. Comes in wintry showers like today and tonight, tomorrow in the far north. Otherwise, so showering rain, heavy rain pushing up from the southwest across most parts of the country overnight Sunday into Monday. They have this drier interlude around the middle part of the week, but wet weather soon comes back. So by the end next week, we're well and truly under the cosh again, with heavy rain in from off the Atlantic into a very unsettled spell next weekend. And further bounce of rain all the way up to day 10 now. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets the 25th of October. 13 members of the ECM ensembles, including the operational run, looking very unsettled. Lots of low pressure around the country, quite cool as well, with winds in from the north-northwest. 11 with low pressure up to the north, and winds are coming in from a northwesterly direction. 10 with high pressure reaching towards Greenland and Iceland, lower pressure up to our south-southwest and over France. Well, it's a messy old pitch, but there's probably a weather front through there, bringing further wet weather. 8 with high pressure building up from the southwest. That would be a drier, milder option. And then we've got 5 with low pressure out to the northwest, high pressure over France. That would be bringing up winds from southwest. And then 4 with high pressure right through the country. And that could bring frost and fog. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that I've got, very contrasting and virtually, interestingly, a 50-50 split. So this is for the 30th of October, 26 members of the ECM ensembles, really unsettled with low pressure over to the east of the country, in come those northwesterly winds, very cool and unsettled. And then 12, the complete flip of that, with high pressure sitting over and just to the east of the country. And that will be bringing in a wind from like a southeasterly to easterly direction, which could be quite cold by the end of October. That could bring overnight frost and fog. But, of course, that's a very unsettled option, 26 doing that. And then that's a much more settled, drier option, and 25 are doing that. It's virtually a 50-50 split. So where we are at the end of October remains to be seen. Right, CFSB then we're done. 500 millibar high tides break down into week periods. The first week period takes from 15th to 21st of October. The coming week will have high pressure to the south, low pressure will be to the north and northwest, and up will come those southwesterly winds. So unsettled but quite mild. Week 2 is going to be the 22nd, 28th of October. High pressure is out to our west then. Reasonably dry but quite cool, bringing in a wind from the northwest. Of over coldest weather is actually through here with this trough of low pressure. That's where we're digging down the jet stream. Week 3 is going to be the 29th of October, 4th of November. High pressure then is just out to our west, mostly dry, but a little bit on the cool side. The winds in from like an east or northeasterly direction, perhaps that. And then week 4 will be the 5th to the 11th of November. High pressure pulling into the middle of the North Atlantic. Probably the same jet stream on northwest-southeast alignment with wind flow and direction. No pressure up here. Maybe a bit showery and a bit on the cool side as well, perhaps by then too. And if you enjoy the video, please do like, subscribe, share what doing that, drop a comment, let's know what you think of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. It's amazing, it's incredible, and we thank you so very much for doing that. Right, well, that's it for today's videos then. I hope you've enjoyed them and not been wondering what the hell am I watching too much. I've been a bit ditzy though, but I'm alright, you know, just just early celebrations and whatnot, don't worry. Right, so that's it then. Just to tell you what's coming up tomorrow. Oh, going to be very interesting. So we're going to start on 6 a.m. upload, and then if that wasn't enough, we're going to have, wait for it, the 7th Winter 2022-2023 update. So it's going to be a true epic. I can't wait to bring you out at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. No live stream tomorrow. We will be live streaming on Monday, though, when I'll be doing a birthday live stream. So I'll have to sober myself up long enough to do that, I guess. And that will be coming up at 5 p.m. on Monday. The live stream discussing the winter update will be on Wednesday. Will be combined with Wednesday's live stream. I hope that's all right with everyone. So yeah, I'm going to get on with the 7th winter update in a mo, get that done for you, and then that'll be ready for you all to watch. I would have thought at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so I'll see you then maybe. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And for this one, though, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.